They come and bite stuff. They're like, no, bite and stuff. No, we bite. No, you bite. This is no, we bite. No noise. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Hope you are great. We are gonna be starting tonight. Welcome, everybody. So we are going to be starting our live podcast tonight. And if you are on Instagram, hellos. If you are on TikTok, hello. And also we have Facebook, and we have got YouTube and everybody else. We've got a lot of other channels tonight. I was able to do my other channels, so I'm hoping you guys can hear me well. Please let me know if you can hear me well on the audio stream on the YouTube channel and the Facebook channel. Let me know if you can hear me well. Good evening. So today we're doing a topic on the spiritual woman, and I hope you're gonna enjoy it. Welcome, everybody. So as you come in, please click and share with others, and of course, oh, Babala, you can hear me well. Thank you so much. So I thought let's do a audio on YouTube, because I have got my live stream on YouTube normally does not look does not have enough lighting, so I thought let's do an audio. So welcome to everybody that's joining us tonight. So please click on that screen, click on that share button, and click on the hearts and all of that, so that others can come through and join us as we discuss some important things around the spiritual woman. And I am going to explain what I mean about the spiritual woman. So last week we had an amazing series on feminine energy, and I hope if you're in South Africa you are warm. It's been quite a little bit colder and colder by the day, so of course it's winter, so it is that time of the year. Now if you are somewhere else where it's warm, send us some vibes. We need the warm vibes, we really do. Okay, so let's share. So when you come in, please make sure, guys, that you just share. It's important to share and let others know that we have started with the live recording, with the live streaming tonight. And of course, if you have questions, put them on that comment section. Okay, so what is the spiritual woman? So a lot of people that a lot of my clients that I normally work with and talk to, they have that energy of being the spiritual woman. So tonight, for the guys, I'm sorry, you can listen through, of course, but it's probably going to be just women's stuff, most of it. But of course, it's important to know these things as a guy also, like so that you can understand, because you have a partner and you have kids and that are also female. So it is not a bad thing for you to chill with us tonight here. So we're going to be doing this for maybe the next 3 days. We'll see. So of course, click on the follow me so that you can, you know, what time we're starting. We're normally starting at 6:30, but then just like a little bit after 6:30. So last week we were talking about the feminine energy, and it is an important topic. All the recordings are on my Instagram account. It's Busisele Show, so check that out on Instagram, and look at the recordings for last week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there should be 3 recordings. We were talking about sexual energy. We were talking about how to protect it. We were talking about how to raise your vibration. We were talking about what things you should know, how to change your feminine energy. And of course, the most important thing that we talked about last week on the feminine energy was like, how do you know your feminine energy is set up correctly? And how do you know you need help with your feminine energy? And one of the most important things is that when your feminine energy is set up correctly, guys, you will never have to work for money. And we talked about the fact that God created the whole universe using just the feminine energy. So when you understand how to connect with your feminine energy, you will never lack anything good. So make sure that you are connecting with that feminine energy at all times. So as you come in, please do click on that screen and click on the share button. And yes, we are going to start. So one of the things that I've noticed over the years in my own spiritual journey was that when you are a spiritual woman, it doesn't really mean that you are supposed to be some, voodoo knowing queen. You're supposed to be maybe like a sangoma, so something like that, or like a mamruti, or a prayer warrior. But what you are is a woman that has been given the job of helping others go through stuff in life. So you can do this in any space, in any way possible to you at that time. You could be a owner of a business and you are hiring people and you are paying salaries, and somebody sleeps with a full time because you exist. It could be that you are somebody who is a boss at her work, and you are able to make a way for others that need help, and you can get up to those levels at your workplace and be a leader that can really lead in that way of making sure that people survive life. You can be a person that in your family you can be able to stand in the gap, and you can be able to do the spiritual things, the spiritual work in your family, and make sure that your family survives a lot of things, because you have set yourself up for that blessing, to be a blessing to your family. So it could be like your whole entire lineage. It could just be in your home, in your household. So being a spiritual woman is not for everybody. It is for specific people. And how you normally see these people, or how do you know that you are a spiritual a woman, or even like a person for that family? It is because you will normally have to go through a whole lot more challenges than the rest of the people, or you will face things that are quite hectic. And when you're facing these things, it will feel like you've just been cursed or something, because a lot will happen in your life that will ask a lot from you. But the good thing is that when you finally understand what your job is and you do it, you get the blessing. So you probably will be able to motivate people at work. People will be filling in your office all the time. You will hardly be able to do your job because people are telling you all their stories. People are coming to you and saying, hey, I do not know how to do this. I have this problem. People who don't know from a bar of soap will show up and they will start telling you their problems. They will start making you their go-to person. And if you've noticed that, please put it on that comment section. If you've noticed that people have actually make you their go-to person, people will be borrowing money from you, and you will be like, Haibo, I don't have money. Why do you think I should be the one who's giving you money? But people will always be coming to you and thinking and believing and almost confirming that you are that spiritual person, and they will actually be shocked when you say, I don't have, because for them, they can see the light in you, they can see your power, they can see that you can make a way for them. And they are not coming to you because they are trying you, they're coming to you because they really believe you are the one. It has happened to me many, many times, in small scale, in big scale, that people will just be like, you are the one. I know you're gonna be able to help me. You can. And of course, walking through my own journey, I've understood that really I can stand in the gap for people. I can be able to help people. I'm able to go and get big funding for people, millions and millions of rands. I'm able to help people come out of misery, or come out of horrible things, relationships, get into soulmate relationships, be able to find their money, get out of debt, all these things that are probably don't believe that I can do that for somebody else, but it happens. So, and to some point, I had to sort of agree with the process, like, okay, this is it, this is who I am. Mel says that's so true. So you might have noticed that people do trust you, but also there are, sort of disadvantages around being a spiritual woman, because also you can be very intimidating to human beings. You can be, people can look at you and be like, oh, you think you are better, or you think you know, or they feel like you're gonna take whatever that belongs to them. You're gonna to probably take my job. You're gonna take my position. You probably gonna get, if we're applying for this position, you probably get it first, and you probably just like literally down there in the like dungeons of life, you look at yourself like, there's no way I can get there. They will be so concerned with your presence. People will always be concerned with your presence. Tembele says, end up being in trouble all the time. Yes. So you literally like intimidate people. You literally people look at you and they feel like they can't compete with you, and you don't understand. I don't even have maybe the education or this or that, but also when you show up, and now, which is the part that I want us to talk about, when you have healed yourself, when you are in that power, you can show up in places where you don't have qualifications, where you do not qualify, and they will take you. They will say, you know what, this is the person that's gonna save this company, this is the person that's gonna save this job. Even in relationships, it can be quite tricky, but you'll find that you will attract people who sees you as their savior. They will literally go and dump everybody because you've showed up in their lives. They will treat you different than anybody else that have been there, and that is when you've healed. But when you haven't healed, they will make you the mat. They will walk all over you. They will take and not give back. They will take and everybody, when you haven't done the healing work, but you're a spiritual woman, people will come take from you, and don't feel guilty about taking. They will take and take and take, and you'll be like, Aibo, you just taking, they'll be like, no, but like you have enough. You could be going through the most things, and they'll be like, no, actually, there's nothing wrong with you. Like, you can handle life. You will be going through the most difficult things, and nobody will be there to hold your hand. They will just think, oh man, you'll get over it. You always get over things. So that is why it is important as a spiritual woman to heal yourself, because if you haven't healed, people will take from you. And this is probably a very touchy subject, but also if you're a spiritual woman, people want to take from you, even when you are at your most weakest point. Like you could be in your early childhood a season, and a spiritual woman will tell you that I was sexually abused over and over and over. People just like kept doing these crazy things to me, and because even in that, like you just like coming out of your mother's womb, people are already seeing you as something that they can take from. So that is very important, that even now, as we are spiritual women, the issue and the problem is that you're gonna give birth to another spiritual inclined person or spiritual woman, and you've got to do the healing, because if you don't do the healing, you're going to give birth to your children that people will want to traumatize very early on in life, and you don't want that. You don't want to see your kids go through a lot of pain just because you didn't heal, and now they take the same struggle as you had gone through in life. So you don't want that to happen. So it is very important that you do the work of being in your power. You are a goddess. You were brought here with so much. You carry so much with you, but you can't give it until you heal. So if you haven't healed, people will take it by force. They wouldn't want to give you the increase at work. They wouldn't want to pay you what you are worth. You will come into a position and they'll be like, yeah, you are great for the position, but in 3 months we will review. In 4 months, in 6 months, and then it's 2 years down the line. You'll be like, how? You haven't reviewed my thing. And this happens even like with guys. And I mean, there is one powerful guy that I helped 2 years ago. He was born from a royal family, but of course, because of other things that he didn't live through the royal life, but he had that energy. And at work, they just totally gave him all the work. He was doing all the miracles, but nobody wanted to give him the money. And he was like, but I am doing so much. I actually am carrying this department. Why am I not paid like everybody else? They just refused. When you haven't healed, people will want to take from you without paying. I train a lot of coaches, and they get trained and they are best coaches ever, but nobody wants to pay for their coaching services. They're happy to call you to come speak here for free. Coach me, help me. But when you start to say, hey, I charge, they're like, no, yeah, like you don't have anything like you can give to me. People just wants to take from you for free. I lived that life for a long time. It is not pretty. People see you and they see your help, but they will take your money and not bring it back. They will take from you and they just want you to give them things for free. They wouldn't want to pay for your services. They wouldn't want to pay the amount you want in your business because you haven't healed, but they see you as this big a person that can save their life, but they don't want to pay for it. So yeah. Hey, Ru says, yo, that's my story. Yeah, so you have to do the work, because literally that's what's going to happen to your kids. They will start a business and people wouldn't want to pay the fees. People will come and they will see what they do, and they will go and look for somebody else that does what they do and pay that person. And then if when things go wrong, they still come back to you and want you to save the day, but they can't pay you. Like, you're not worthy of being paid. That's what happens when you haven't healed, but you are this spiritual woman. These are the signs. Like, if you see that happen in your life, just know. Ru says, shut down to business because people wanted freebies and discounts. Yes, Mama, it sounds like that. As Stembele says, why do people view us as rich people? Because actually, Stembele, you are a rich person. Actually, it's true. They are not lying. They're not viewing you as a rich person. You are actually a rich person. There is a gift that comes through with the spiritual woman. The spiritual woman comes with a lot of karma, and I'm going to explain what I mean with that. Hence, she will have to go through all this crazy stuff, but also the spiritual woman comes with a lot of blessings, and like money blessings, and like I can save the day blessings. So it is it's not like they seeing things. It's true, you are that rich, but remember, when you go and dig up gold right now, you will dig it up, but you can't just use it as it is. You need to take it through the fire. You need to prepare it. You need to work on that gold, and that gold, once it's done, it can shine. But other than that, it's gold. It's so valuable, but you can't really do much with it. So we are rich as they see us. We are definitely as they see us, but we have to go through the fire. We have to go through the healing. If you don't do the healing, you're going to think the planet is the most painful place. In relationships, ziyakhala. At work, zikhala even worse. At in your family circles, ziyakhala. At friendship, you are the problem. At whatever other thing, people are just gonna be able to just tread on you, like, and they don't feel guilty about it. Have you ever had somebody that do the worst to you and not see a problem? Like, they don't get it that you are having, like, you're not supposed to have an issue. Like, it's supposed to just be fine. They will bully you. They will do all these things, and it's you're supposed to just take it, and like, that's it. You should not cry about it. Bulwana says, I'm so glad I didn't miss this. Thank you so much for joining us. So guys, tick on that screen. Goddess Gemeleng says, glad I found that life is still on. Yeah, we just started, I think 10 minutes ago. Ru says, this is so tough. Started saying no around 2023 and lost a lot of people. Yeah. And I think you know, when you start to wake up, when you're having that spiritual awakening, you go through something that we will normally call the awakening. The soul is changing and is waking up. Dark night of the soul season is not funny, and during that time there isn't anybody who wants to be around you, because you are shedding skin. Just like a snake, you will be shedding that skin. There is a process that an eagle normally goes through around the age of 40, and it has to take out that whole entire mouth, and it's the most painful process. It's either it takes it out or it dies. So, and there are a lot of spiritual women that have died in the hands of we know what. We've seen these things because this person is such a narcissist, but they cannot let them go. So the narcissist will make sure that they kill you before you leave, because they can't let you go and another person in the world have you, because they understand how powerful you are. They can see your power, but then again, they can't respect you. They can't honor you because you haven't done the honoring of who you are. So the most important thing is for you to do the honoring. And guys, I can promise you, I can bet my life on it. Once you have done the honoring of who you are, oh my goodness, narcissist will show up in your life. And they will be like, we know that one is a narcissist. Everybody that can prove scientifically, therapeutically, any way that can be proved that this is a narcissist, and they will finish you is out here saying yes, and they come through you, and they literally worship the ground you walk on, and you and they can't touch you, they can't touch you, and they respect you, and they can be in your space 24/7. They can't do nothing to you. So once you are a spiritual woman and you've learned about your power and you understand your power, you walk through the fire. There's a fire everywhere that's supposed to be burning you, but you're just walking like you're walking in a park. That is what happens when you have healed, because that's how powerful you are. Now, you see, if the fire cannot burn you, then what else can burn you? Nothing else can burn you. You are untouchable. Once you understand who you are literally untouchable. At work, I've taken women through a process, and they go back to that same narcissistic environment, and when they get there, they are treated so differently. They traumatize everybody, and they say, we can't, only you can forget about this process. Only you doesn't have to go through this, and everybody else is still going through the fire, but you now are not touchable because you've done the healing. And Ruth says, how do we heal, Batu? Yes, that is the point. And I think when I found out about this whole thing of I have to heal, it wasn't a pretty sight to me. I was not interested, and I always say God scammed me through the whole entire process, because I got into 40 million rand debt at like 29 years old, and I was like, something is definitely wrong with me. God must hate me so badly. How do I get here? Like, I didn't even do anything amazing, but here I am with this pain, so much pain. And I started to do the healing work of just healing the money. I just wanted to heal and find out what's wrong with me and money. And while I was going through that process, I went to retreats almost every day. Day after day, I was going to retreats, I was taking psychedelics, I was doing everything under the sun to make sure that I healed that. And while I was doing that healing, everything in me healed. And then I got out of 40 million rand debt like nothing ever happened. I came out so quickly, it wasn't funny. And then I came back to being a blessing to other people's lives. And now people treat me like royalty, which definitely I am. I mean, it is what it is. But you want to go through that healing. You don't want to wait another day. You want to start that healing. And then, of course, today I administer the same healing. I've been there, done that, got that t-shirt. 40 million rand in debt is not a joke. And everything else that happened, from like not having parents, growing up without parents, to all sorts of dramatic things that happened. So, but now I'm able to administer the same healing to other people. I'm able to hold space for other people. I'm able to take other women and everybody else through that process. I get it. I'm at the point where I do get it. So that's why I'm doing retreats every now and then. I mean, we're gonna have the third retreat of this year. We've already had 2 retreats this year. We're gonna have another retreat in June 13, 14, and 15 in Mahalis. And these retreats are literally for taking you through the fire so that you can come back, walk in fire, and nobody cares about taking anything from you. They just want to give to you now. They want to listen to you. They want to sit at your feet and listen to what you can bring to them in the corporate space, in every space that you are in now, in relationships and all these kind of things. People now honor you. They're not about to try you. They're not about to go for you. They're not about to scam you your money. They're not about to scam you your energy. They understand that I need to be in the presence of this person. Hey, Faith. So you want to do the healing. So I mean, in this retreat, all the retreats, well, of course, they've changed a little bit. We're doing ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is an amazing psychedelic that helps with taking you through the process of trauma that happened while you're in your mother's womb, trauma that has happened in your past life that you don't even know about, trauma that has happened in your childhood, in concerning money, concerning relationships, concerning family, concerning everything that concerns you that has caused you pain that now keeps on recurring. So ayahuasca opens your understanding of why I went through what I went through, but you get the chance to get the answers you are asking yourself on a daily basis. Answers on questions like, why me, Lord? Why do I have to go through this? Why do I keep finding myself in this place where I'm broke? Why do I keep finding myself in this place where people are taking advantage of me? Why do I find myself in this place where I'm the lonely one? I don't have a partner that acknowledges me or chooses me or just respect me. Or why am I the one who always loses the businesses, who always does not get the increase or does not get it given the important salaries and this and this and that? So questions like that, when you're asking yourself, why me, Lord? Why do I keep having relationships that last 2 days? At this point, apparently, it has gone to 2 days. I mean, it used to be like 2 months. Now people have relationships for 2 days. I don't know how it happens, like, but apparently it does happen. Like, it's that quick. Like, people ghost each other like in no space of time. But you those questions that you have, that you want to find out, why do I have to always suffer around money? Why do I always have to lose my babies? Why do I always have to go through these things? You get answers to those questions, and it's not a busi who is doing her tarot cards who's going to tell you why. You literally find out from your higher self. Your higher self explains it to you, how you are contributing to it, because every pain that we go through, we contribute to it. You meet a broke partner, you are contributing to that pain. You knowing it or you not knowing it, you're contributing to that. You find a partner that wants to pull you down, you are contributing to it. Thank you guys for the cute. That was a cute one, Babalwa, the cap. Ruth says, won't it cause more trauma when you know all this info about your past? No. Okay, so you get to understand. So one of the things that when I was going through the most in my life, Ru, is that I just I really thought I mean it was the weirdest of stuff that was happening, like being in 40 million rand debt because I am just trying to earn a living and start a business. I thought I didn't know what I was doing wrong. Why do I get to experience these things? It didn't make sense because I just didn't know what. I looked at other people, I looked like everybody else, but I was treated different than everybody else. My pain was just extra from everybody. The kids that were my friends, they had parents, they had people who would pay their rent. I had none of that. I was going from one person borrowing a textbook and making photocopies on a daily basis the whole entire year, while other kids had textbooks. I couldn't even get TEFSA money. At that time, it was TEFSA. I couldn't even get TEFSA money because my mother passed and there was never a death certificate. So even the ones that could get TEFSA money, I wasn't getting it. And I was just like, God, why? why would I go through these things? Like, I mean, even Telsa is giving to the motherless and the fatherless. I can't get that. So it won't, when you take ayahuasca, it doesn't cause trauma, but you get to understand why these things are happening. And the moment you get to understand why, it changes everything. As much as when we do the astrology chart, you get to know what is your journey in the planet from the day you take your first breath to the day you take your last breath. What are the things you're supposed to pass through? I mean, I've passed through things like divorce and this and this and that. I have passed through things like finding my soulmate and this and this and that. And I knew this was going to happen now. I could prepare for it because, I mean, like, let's just say if you're looking for your soulmate, it's not going to show up until you prepared for it. So I got the information of, okay, it's going to happen then. Now prepare for it, damn it. Get yourself ready for this thing because God is never going to give you your soulmate until you have healed. It's not going to happen, ladies and gents. Is your soulmate is not coming through until you've healed you most of your trauma around relationship issues. They are not coming. You will have to wait until the healing is done. In the meantime, you're gonna meet all the crazy human beings that are gonna just remind you one after the other that you need to heal this, you need to heal. They will all just keep doing it. They are telling you what you need to heal this, you need to heal that, you need to heal that. So if if now you've read your chart, or if you've done an ayahuasca ceremony, now you know what you're doing wrong. Now you know where the problem is. Now you can deal with it. Because if you don't know, you will sit there and you will cry and you'll be depressed. A lot of people are depressed for one reason. They don't understand what is going on, why I feel this way, why these things happen to me. What you want to know why. So it's not going to give you trauma, it's going to give you answers. And once you have answers, now you know what you're dealing with, which is then the next process. Then it's San Pedro. Now San Pedro helps you to deal. Oh, San Pedro will get you dealing. You will deal with stuff like you have never dealt with stuff. It's literally 18 hours of dealing with stuff. You will deal with your stuff. You will be like, oh my God, I am literally dealing. So we start with ayahuasca because ayahuasca is calm, is gonna just and make you understand. Ayahuasca is a feminine energy, it's a mother energy, it's a here is the problem, here is how you can deal with it, here is where you can go wrong, here is where you can go right. So ayahuasca will explain it to you in detail, but ayahuasca will not really sort of like traumatize you in terms of like shake it out of you. You will decide if you want to let it go. You will decide, okay, fine, I'm gonna let it go, and you can sort of like be like, I'm not ready to let go of that, I'm ready to let go of this, and ayahuasca will work with you like that. But San Pedro, now San Pedro is not gonna ask you if you want to let it go or not. San Pedro will be like, we are dropping it right now. At one point in my life, I was so overweight. I was wearing a size 48. I did not know there was such a thing. I was so overweight. And it wasn't because I was eating. It was literally hormones. And it was hormones because of the trauma that I was carrying. And I just didn't want people to see me. So I gained all this weight. And San Pedro got me skinny in like no time. I came back from a San Pedro session and I cleaned out the whole entire house of any sugar and any food that wasn't fooding. I cleaned up everything. I came back in the evening. In the morning, I didn't sleep the whole night. I was taking the food. In the morning, I went and gave it to the security guards. And I cleaned everything. I never ever craved. I used to crave a lot of sugar. I will have sugar in everything. The whole entire day I would not stop eating sugar, in drinking, in whatever. It was just sugar all the time. And you can imagine how my system was, how my gut was. taking up all that sugar in all sorts of things, in carbohydrates, in this and this and that. And of course, it wasn't correct. I wasn't eating much, but I was just only eating sugar. Now and then all my hormones had stopped working. I was so fat, it wasn't funny, and I knew I wasn't even doing much in terms of like it wasn't equaling how big I was. Now San Pedro did not ask me if I wanted to lose the weight or like do I feel like losing it. Ayahuasca will ask you and you will be like, yes, I'm ready. And then I never, ever touched none of that. But then, of course, my system literally shut all of the pain out. And I stopped doing all the crazy things, the mental things I was thinking, all the stuff. And then literally 3 months later, I was back to my normal self. And I've never gained weight till then, till today. It's been like how long? How long has it been? My son is 11, so it's probably 9 years. I have never been fat again. Now, San Pedro you will drop stuff. You will drop it. You will drop it like it's hot. You will not have a chance to say, let me try tomorrow, next week, I'll start next month. It's not like that. I'll start 1 January. San Pedro will make you stop. So at the retreat, we do ayahuasca. You get to understand why. Then we do San Pedro. You will let it down. You will be forced to get over it. And then we do a fire cleansing ceremony where you cut cords with the relationships, the trauma, the this and the that and the that has happened. Fire cleansing is so important. The curses you've put on yourself, the curses you've allowed, the doors you've opened. We opened a lot of doors in our lives. And sometimes we know we are opening the door and we're like, oh, door, it is what it is. Let me just open you. It's cold, it's winter. And yeah, I mean, there is a heater, like you can buy a heater, that you can buy a heater and put gas in it and it's warm, and you can like buy nice pajamas and nice sweaters, and like you can make sure your house is warm enough, your bed is warm enough, but you will go and open a door that you shouldn't be opening because why? You don't understand why you're doing it to yourself. So fire cleansing ceremony, sometimes you can't stop because you haven't cut the code. So you go there when you're just like, you know what, I'm tired of opening doors I shouldn't be opening. I'm tired of going through things I shouldn't be going through. I'm tired of saying yes to things I shouldn't be saying yes to. I'm tired. So we do a fire cleansing ceremony. You get to cut off these things. And I tell you, after a fire cleansing ceremony, you will vomit through the fire cleansing ceremony. You will, it's a lot, dramatically, But when you're done with it, you're going to stand up and you're going to be saying, okay, that's it. Thank you so much, Jesus. It's done. I'm never going through that. I'm never putting myself through that. So, and then we do a river cleansing ceremony, which is literally you wanting to be born again. You want to start a new life. Every time I've done a river cleansing for anybody or myself, I am new. I can start afresh. I can open a new page. You feel that, oh my goodness, I'm opening a new page. That water therapy is amazing. And you get to negotiate certain things in your life, how they should go about. And you get to stop cycles, a lot of cycles. You find that you have a cycle of losing money, you have a cycle of being in debt, you have a cycle of not being able to save, you have a cycle of just attracting the wrong humans in all things. You then find a way to stop those cycles. And then of course we have the most, literally at this point, we haven't been doing this in the retreats, but now I've started to do a trauma repair on your brain, trauma repair process on the brain, and it's amazing. So most of the time when we go to therapy, you get to talk about your problems. Like the therapist or the psychologist will ask you questions about your problem. How are you feeling? How did you feel? Da, 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 da. So the thing about the brain is that every time you talk about this problem, the brain doesn't know what is real and what is not real. So the brain does what? Thinks that this thing is happening again. So therapy is for coping with your issues. It's not to remove them or heal them. So the brain thinks you're dealing with it, but it's not that as bad as last time. But the brain is like, okay, so we're gonna go through this, and then that's why you will go to so many therapy sessions, because now you're training the brain to say, hey brain, when we go through this trauma, don't be too scared. It won't kill us, but it is what it is. So let's have another session. Let's have another trauma. So you'll keep going through the same anxiety, same depression, but then you're just training the brain that it shouldn't shut down while you're going through the depression. Okay, that helps. I'm not saying we shouldn't go to therapy. That helps to just train the brain to take it. But the problem is that you don't want to have it. Like, you really don't want to have another depression moment. You don't want to have another anxiety situation. You don't want to have another, you're losing your money. You don't want to have another, you're losing a relationship. Like, stuff like that takes so much energy. Going through heartbreak and a breakup takes a lot of energy from you. You really don't want to be going through it every 3 months, every 1 year. You'll be like, oh my goodness, I've been sitting here the whole entire year trying to heal, and then you get into another one, boom, boom, boom. Ziyakhala foot. Because your brain thinks it's normal. This is how you live life. So we do this trauma repair on your brain, on the delicate parts of your brain, and we don't use anything but just spiritual healing energy vibrations that takes away the memory of the trauma, and now you don't have a trigger. Because what normally happens in your brain is that if I get triggered right now looking maybe at doing a live, any other time when I'm doing a live, my brain will remember doing a live causes trauma. Then that's why normally people will be like, I don't want to go online, I don't want to do a video, because it happened that at some point people laughed at them, people ridiculed them. So every time they stand in front of people or they talk to people, they remember that the brain remembers that memory, and it's triggered by that action, and then you shut down, or you just like can't get yourself to do it. So you were traumatized by somebody wearing a white t-shirt. Every time you see somebody wearing a white t-shirt, you get triggered. You don't know why. That is how the brain works. The brain doesn't know what is real and what is not real, doesn't know what is happening and what is not happening. So we then remove the memory of the trauma. Now you meet somebody who's wearing a white t-shirt, you can laugh with that person. There is no longer a connection of, oh, there is a white shirt, now I need to go into trauma mode. No. Or into depression mode, or into anxiety attack mode. Okay, let me go back and just answer some of the questions. Hey guys, welcome. So if you're joining us, we're talking about the spiritual woman today. How she goes through stuff in life and why she has to go through these things, and what can change if she wants to have a little bit of a sort of a relief. Gabeleng says, would honestly love to understand what my contribution is to my challenges. Yes, ma'am. The planet is created in a way that we create our own reality. So the good things, we create them. The horror, we create it. That is just how the universe is set up. So then how you create good, sometimes you don't know how you create good, but you wake up, it's Christmas Day, you are told to look at the sun is dancing on Christmas Day. Oh, we saw it dancing and we are all so happy. For like 30 minutes you have vibrated in such a high level and you're so happy, and you have planted seeds for some period of good vibes. And then you go out and then you meet somebody who tells you you are not so clever. Now you are in a bad vibration, you are in a low vibration. Now you've created a whole range of other things that will make you feel that way. So, but then nobody taught us these things. Nobody taught us like watch your emotions every moment of the day. But even if you are watching your emotions, and like you're gonna feel crappy, when you're feeling crappy, then you take a pill, and we all know what happens when you take that pill. That pill doesn't heal anything, it just shuts your system down. So you will take antidepressant, they don't heal. We know they are not for healing. They are just to help you cope again. But then now, when you know how you contribute to this, you now have found the source of the pain. Now you can switch it off at the source. If you have got flu, the coughing and the high temperature is not the flu. There is a virus inside of there. And if you take an injection, or you take an whatever else that you're taking, you can remove, you can kill that virus. Antibiotics, you can kill that virus. Now the flu cannot continue living, because now it's dead. It doesn't exist. So that's how it works. For everything else. So every time we go through shitty things, we have contributed. There is no way. Now, if we want to stop these things happening, we have to go to the source and switch it off. That's why taking the psychedelics, doing this therapy that I'm talking about of removing the trauma in the brain, helps to, you don't have to go there again. You don't have to experience this depression moment again. Now, even if a person can say the word, even a person can call you that thing, it doesn't hurt you anymore, because you no longer have a connection to it. So yeah, we have to know how we contribute to the story. Kamalang says, I see progress in healing my money story. Relationship wise, I'm in grade RR. I'm tired. No. Yeah. So and again, just like you've said, it's literally that whole thing of, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Lord, there are 7 billion people in the planet. Why do I always choose the crappy one? Why me? Like, they ask guys, like, they are amazing people. Now that I've gone through the crappy ones and finished and did my work, I'm just shocked how many amazing people are out here. I'm like, oh my God, like, where were they all this time? Why were they not, showing up? And it's not like they were never there. I was just not in their vibration. Like, you cannot be, if you are in Cape Town and it's raining, and in Joburg it's sunny, you can never experience the sunny Joburg weather in Cape Town. It doesn't work like that. You've got to take the plane and come to Joburg to experience the sunny weather. And then Cape Town will still be raining, Joburg will be sunny. You just need to change the spot. So you enter crazy, crappy relationship. The same people that are crapping other people will not crap you, because you are not there. You are not the type. Let's say you're not the type. So they will be like, oh my God, I can crap everybody. It's not this one. It is what it is. So Charity said, that is me, I'm so big. Yeah, Charity, normally weight gain, seriously guys, it's not I mean, you can eat all you want. The body is supposed to like work this thing out. That's why we have a metabolism. But then when there's other issues, that metabolism will not work the way it's supposed to work. So there is people, we have seen them, they eat like there's no tomorrow and they don't gain weight. What happened? And you eat and like 2 seconds later you have gained weight. I feel like every time I eat a carb, I gain the weight 2 seconds later. Now my nervous system has been really fixed. I can get away with a lot. I play golf a lot, and at golf we are always like drinking alcoholic stuff. A golf day is alcohol from like 9 o'clock until 1 o'clock in the AMs, because it's a party most the whole day. Now, back then when my nervous system wasn't sorted out, where I had depression and anxiety and this and this, I will gain so much weight during that week, because it will take me literally 4 days to process alcohol for one day. I mean, is there anybody who's got that problem right now? Like, it takes you 4 days to process alcohol that you drank for one day. Now, with the partying that I do at golf right now, I will be a mess. But guess what? It takes me one day, literally hours, to process alcohol because my nervous system is corrected now. I don't hold on to shit. You see, like when your nervous system is corrected, you don't hold on to shit. Your body literally secretes shit out. Your body does not hold on to shit. But when you are, when your nervous system is not sorted out, you will gain weight because anytime your body feels a little bit of shit, it's like, yes, bring that stuff. That's the stuff we work with. So yeah, Charity, join us at the retreat. I mean, there's so many people that have come just for weight issues. And of course, you find out why you have the weight issues. You deal with the stuff. And then you drink the San Pedro, and the San Pedro will take it out of you in gym. You cannot even say no. And then you come back and like you stop. So, I mean, I've seen people take San Pedro and stop drinking coffee, being addicted to coffee, like things like Coke. I've seen people stop drinking alcohol, stop smoking. I've seen it with my 2 eyes, literally, same day. It happens all the time. So yeah, come through and join us at the retreat, June 13, 14, and 15. Rejo says, hey, we'll see, do these helps work on intentions that one is not necessarily aware of? So of course, the intention is, we will always set an intention. So the intention will be like, I have a money problem, I have a relationship problem, I have a whatever, I have an anxiety problem, I have a depression problem. Okay, that is what I know I'm struggling with right now. But of course, once you set that intention is gonna go and be like, okay, what are the other things in your whole entire life that causes the depression, that causes the money problem, that causes the relationship problem, that causes the, I don't get paid enough at work, I can't find a job that I love, I can't find a job that pays me the right amount. So the intention you set will be an intention that you sort of understand at that time that is a problem to you, and it's fine to set that intention. But the medicine will go and will dig the root cause, and the root cause could be a totally different. I mean, let me give you an example. There's one lady that came through, and she was having an amazing job. I think she was getting paid like 200K a month. Now, if you are getting paid 200K a month, why would you be in debt in South Africa? Because we know the average house, the average car, you cannot finish 200K a month just like with a house and a car. Like a decent house and a decent car does not finish 200K. So 200K, you being in like serious horrible debt while you earn that much is not normal. We can all see that. So what was the problem? So went through the process, and what we found out was that when she was around about 15 or so, somebody sexually abused her, and they gave her, remember that 2 rand note? When I mean, I'm that old, so if you are not that, you don't know the 2 rand used to be a note. You don't know that, then you are very young. But there was used to be the 2 rand note. So somebody gave her that 2 rand note and said, don't talk, and gave her the 2 rand note. And she hated money from that day because money had just caused her so much pain. Remember, you just got violated and you can't even tell anybody to comfort you. Now you've been given money and now you are rich. That 2 rand was like a lot of money. So, but there's a saying that says, "Udla izambane la pondo." Pondo was like, hey, you are rich. You're gonna be, I mean, 1 cent was money. So if you have 2 rands, then you were seriously like at like 20,000 rand probably right now. So she hated money. Now she earns 200K. She is in debt because she hates money. So you see, the intention was never going to be like, oh, I want to heal my trauma that happened then. She even forgot about it. She even blocked it out of her memory. Now she just thought she had a money problem. Like, why can't I just handle my money correct? Then of course she came through and she found out that was the issue. And then of course, then she got to get the blessing, because all these things that happens to us, they come with the blessing. The day you find the blessing in your trauma, that trauma is dead. That trauma bends and go to straight to hell. It can no longer affect you when you find the blessing in it. And sometimes you can just think about it now and be like, oh, there's no way I can find blessing in that. But there is. And the only way to kill the trauma is to find the blessing. And sometimes we can't do it by ourselves. We need help. So that's why God gave us the medicine. God gave us painkillers. God gave us everything we need, right? God knew we were going to go through it and we're going to need the help. Oh, guys, my nose is running like somebody is pouring water from my skull. So sorry about that. Okay. So, why was I talking about this? Yes, the intention thing. So sometimes you wouldn't have the intention that is like clicking to the source, but whatever that you put out there, you will be able to work it all the way down to the root. So it's okay to work it down to the root of why it's happening. So you can have an intention that is simple and generic as much as possible. You just be like, I just want to have a little bit more of this. I just want to not go through this, and then you will find a way out of it. Okay. So, Charity say, so I didn't get the thing that helped you. What is it? So I took psychedelics. I took ayahuasca and San Pedro, and I did a whole lot of clearings on my trauma and limiting beliefs. So this is literally everything that I administer to people that comes through for the retreat. Now, if we if we do the clearings over sessions, we will have to do a few sessions. But when you come through to the retreat, we sort it out like literally in 32 hours. And normally when the retreat starts, I tell everybody it's the next 32 hours. You can't sleep, you can't do anything, you can just cry the whole time, but it's gonna be over. And when it's over forever. And I've seen that all the time. Charity says I need it. So Charity says, where is San Pedro? San Pedro is a psychedelic. It's called Hauchuma. But like that is the weird name. So we normally would call it San Pedro, but it's a psychedelic called Hauchuma. So you can send me a DM. I'll send you all the information. It's okay. You can Google it and you can find more information about it. Like we get it from the Amazon forest. We like I have to get the medicine all the way from Brazil all the time. But well, I mean, it's a lot of trauma, but it happens. So when we're at the retreat, then we get to administer the medication. You can't take it home. I do give microdosing, and I'll take you through the process. But you're taking very, very, very little if you're at home. But it's just better to come through the retreat and go through it like quick. Like I prefer like take the bandage like whoop. I'm that person. I prefer the bandage thing. But I mean, I do give people under like a whole lot of like take you through the process, and then I give you the microdosing, and you can take it at home over some period of time. And yeah, I can explain to it to you also if you want, you are interested, you want to take it at home maybe. But I would just say come for the retreat. It's better. It's way better. Send me a DM. We'll definitely talk about it. Or send an email. pa@busiselesha.com. pa@busiselesha.com. So my PA is there, and you'll get my number. You can talk about it. We can have a 15-minute session. I can explain a whole lot of things. You can ask questions. So yeah, guys, if you have questions around the retreat and what are we doing and what are the psychedelics, please set up a 15 minutes free session. We can discuss all of that, and I can explain it to you, and you can understand it a little bit better, of course. Bolona says, do you do them at once at the retreat? Yes. So we start on a Friday during Friday 12 p.m. we start. We finish Sunday 12 p.m. So Friday 12 p.m. we start with the therapy, the brain repair system, and we go through that process for I think like 4 hours, and then we're done. Then we do our fire cleansing that evening, and then we do the ayahuasca ceremony throughout the night. So you don't sleep much. When it's gonna sleep like at 5 a.m. and then like for 2 hours just to rest. Then we start with the water therapy, the river cleansing, and all of that. Then we come back, you rest a little bit, and then we start with the San Pedro. San Pedro is 18 hours. So we start just before 12 midday. We have to take it before 12 midday. And then we will go through up to like 12 p.m. midnight that Saturday. And then you will rest until the morning, and then we'll do the closing ceremony in the morning. Yeah, it's quick, right? Yeah, it's so quick. It happens all of it so fast, but it's amazing. Like top of the range, amazing. So there's a few people that have been there here, so they always say I make it sound simple, but like you feel like you're dying, but you cannot die. You can't die. You just let go of pain. And pain does not come out nicely. I'm so sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. Pain does not come out nicely, but it's 36 hours. That's all. Oh, I don't know how to explain it. Barbara says, do you do them? Okay, yes. Charity says, I'm tired. No, Charity, you can't be tired, Mama. Well, it's fine to be tired, but then let's work with it. Let's work with it. You cannot go on like this. Especially if there's a solution. I mean, you can't go on like this if there is a solution. Miracle Missy says, oh my God, I need that. Join us, sis. The Noni for show says, amen. Okay, Instagram. Hey guys, welcome. We're talking about the spiritual woman today. So I was just talking about some of the healing processes that you can go through and heal this whole thing of being the one that the world feels like you should be picked on all the time through every other thing. Relationship, this. It's just like everybody feels like you are the right person to get picked on all the time. You don't get the money, you don't get the promotion, you don't get the job. Everybody at work feels like you are the threat. Where now you're about to take over at this and this. They want to try so hard to protect their jobs and their what from you. And then in relationships, everybody wants to walk all over you and just like treat you like take from you. All the narcissists find their way to you, and then they want to kill you when they're done with you. They can't even want you to let go. They're just like, can we kill you first? Yeah. Okay. Charity says, yo, my guys showed me flames at a sound bath. I don't know how I react at a trauma healing. Oh, mama. Yoga. Well, I mean, I work with a lot of spiritually gifted people. They come through there, and their guides are the most amazingly quiet when they are there. Like you will not hear a one. "Whoa." You wouldn't. It's the most quiet. Well, I work with like total quietness. So, but I've seen that people with like very strong guys, when they are there, the guys are so happy you are there. They will be like, thank goodness you came. So they will let you do the process. And a lot of people, when the day we finish, their guides literally start saying, thank you for coming. Oh, we were tired of telling you this can be sorted out. You can come through this, you can come out of this. And I mean, like now that I'm talking, of course, because this is spiritual. Somebody you've been asking yourself the question, when will this ever end? When will this ever end? And your guys are saying, yes, it can end. It will end. Don't worry. So yeah, if somebody has been asking that question a lot lately, like, will this ever end? Oof, it's not a nice. I can feel the feeling. What you are feeling when you're asking that question, is it ever gonna end? It will end. Now, that was your guys saying that let me add, because I can add. Now, when you guys are saying it will end, yes. It's just that, you know what? This that you're going through will end, and then you will have another nicer problem. Like, don't you want to have a problem of like, Oh my goodness, I've got a long list of countries to visit. Oh, I need visas. Oh, my visas is taking too long. Look, you want to have those kind of problems. Yeah. So there are problems you don't want to have, and there are problems you want to have. Yeah. So I mean, one time, earlier on this year, I mean, 2025 has been showing me flames like nobody's business. So and so I was numbing, just going through it. I was crying, I was rolling off floor, just like this somebody that is on the call this evening, and you are asking yourself, will this ever end? And your guys are saying, yeah, it will end. So I mean, I was doing the same thing. Basically, it sounds like the same thing I was doing. Also, I was rolling on the floor, and I was like, oh my god, oh why, oh why, oh why, oh why, and my guide said, you know what, this is cute that you are rolling on this ground and you're crying and feeling sorry for yourself, but there's two people in the planet. There's the clever people and there's the stupid people. Which one do you want to be today? It's just like, you know what, there is stupid people and they are all crying and feeling sorry for themselves, and there's clever people who are finding out what is the universal laws to come out of these things. Which one would you like to be? Now, I was on the floor. My altar is next to an amazing carpet, so I was literally like bawling my eyes out. Right at that moment, I saw myself, stood up, wiped my face, and walk back to life. And I was like, okay, it is what it is. I have to choose which side am I on today. So, and now since that day, I've been like, when I'm going through that, oh my god, life is hard, da, 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 and I'm just like, oh, by the way, there's two people in the planet. Which one do I want to be? And I mean, there are days where you're just gonna be like, I want to be the stupid one. That's fine. Let me go for stupid. I choose that part. Like, there are days where I'm just like, not today. I am gonna choose the other side, and I'll give myself 15 minutes of it, maybe 20 minutes, and then I will get a nap. And it's very important to sleep, guys. When you're going through the most, sleep. You want to stop that vibration, sleep, take a nap, switch off, play a game on your phone. I'm not saying get addicted to games, because that also, like, you don't want to shut down for too long. So just give yourself like 30 minutes time and just switch off. And then I've got friends, call a friend, something, just totally take yourself out of it. And then when you come back, you can find that you can now think about it like properly. Well, this is when you have done a lot of healing. You can come out of these things easier. When you haven't, it will take you 5 months to go through something that could have taken you 15 minutes. We know that now. Charity says she's talking about me. All right. Charity, join us. Send me an email. Let's talk about this. Join us. Charity says, I do need this trauma healing. Bola one. I hope I'm saying it right. Says, my worry is the healing never stops. There's always something new. Yeah, so like I said, like, you're gonna have problems until you die. But you wanna have the problems that you prefer. I always say that. There are problems I will prefer to have, and there are problems I don't prefer to have. Now, would you rather have a problem where you're like, oh, I have to book this whole entire family? Like me, I've got a whole lot of human beings. Like, if I'm traveling, my kids are homeschooled just because I travel with them all the time. So when we're traveling, there's a lot of us, there's a lot of things to go through. That is a problem I want to have. Maybe one day I can find myself a nice partner to do all the stuff for me, which would be perfect. And I will still have other problems. I don't know what kind of problems I will have at the time. So maybe paying, I don't know, the partner or something else. Like, oh, I have to run 5 more salaries than I used to run. Like, you know. But you want to have better problems. It's just the quality of problems. They will never end. You just want to have better quality problems. Like, I have a problem of like worrying about, will we take enough time to go through a project? But I get projects, right? So, but and then I stress about, will we be able to deliver the project in time? Yeah, so like we'll be able to cost it correctly, make enough profit, deliver it in time, find the right people, find people who are not going to mess up the project, this and this and this and that. I do health and safety consulting and trainings and all of that. Yeah, so it can be an issue, but it's better than not having a project and you don't know like what to do. So yeah. So Charity says, once I broke my ankle, since I broke my ankle in 2022, I've been piling on the weight. Last year, I was so depressed. Yeah, so Charity, also, there is, so I'm going to give you another weird example. Probably makes sense. Now, people that win the lottery, they will normally win the lottery, and because they are not set up correctly for it, and they will lose it like in 3 months or 6 months, then that's why there's a whole thing on TV called I Blew It, right? Now, when this person gets the 10 million, the 20 million, that they're not able to, their vibration is not at that level. They're in Pretoria, they're in Joburg, it's raining, they want the sunny weather in Joburg, it's not going to happen. They have to go to the other side, and they just can't do it. So then they will have to experience a Cape Town weather, rain. So they lose the whole money. Okay. Now, what will normally happen is that they will find a bus that will hit them, and then the hospital wants 10 million. So it's called self-sabotage. And if you've done self-sabotage, you can say I. You can say, I have seen myself doing self-sabotage. So you might broke your ankle, not because you had to break it, but you just had to do something that can cause the weight to happen, so that it can actually happen, because you cannot just wake up and have all that weight. There must be some reason behind it. Oh, I got hit by a bus and I paid the hospital bills and now I'm broke again. Yabo? So you can have an amazing project, they give it to you, and you hire all the wrong people and you lose all your money and you never make 1 rand out of the project. Self-sabotage, because I don't deserve money. Money is not good for me. I will make sure that I am late for the interview, that I can actually get the job. I will make sure that I choose, there's 2 guys, and I choose the one that is a narcissist over the other one. Like those kind of stuff. Or you choose the job, like there's 2 jobs in front of you, you choose the one where they will actually cause you so much trauma over the other one. You just don't notice the good things. You pass them quickly. Self-sabotage. So we all do it all the time, where you see yourself, I have just self-sabotaged myself here. I have just self-sabotaged me so well. And sometimes you feel like strangling yourself because you just did the most amazing self-sabotage. So yeah, that might make sense in that way. Charity. Rue says, you and the way I life wine, but it's dangerous. Oh, no, 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 no. So yeah, so come through for the St. Pedro guys. So that we are having the retreat June 13 to 15. Make sure, guys, you come through. So we always have people like from Cape Town, Durban, from all over the country and outside the country, Zimbabwe, the UK, America, da 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 da. So yeah, make your way through. We have a discount up until this end of the May. So if you sign up now, just before the first week of June, we have a discount that is available. Send a message, a DM, or send an email, pa@busicelesha.com, and set up make sure that you're coming through to the retreat. It's very important. Okay. Hey, Mr. Dini. Charity says, how much is the retreat and where is it? So like I said, there is a discount. So you just wanna, also sometimes you don't want to take all the packages. So just make sure that you call through so that we can discuss that. My PA will explain it to you. Where is it? It's in Mahalis, in just here. Where's Mahalis? No, Northwest. Just here, next to what? Mahalis is next to Pretoria. Yes, next to Pretoria. Raho says back in our day. Raho knows the retreat very well. Oh, Charity, you know that 2 rand? You are that old? Yes, we are that old. We know the 2 rand note. John Vandenberg money. Yes, yes, he had a picture of John. Oh, now that you're talking about it, just had a whole entire trauma moment. Yes, he had John Vandenberg. Rago says, blessings in trauma. I call it a gift of grief. Yeah, right? Yes. Oh, San Pedro, I thought it was a place. No, it's a psychedelic. It is a psychedelic. It is a psychedelic. It's plant medicine. Just like ayahuasca is plant medicine. And it's found in the Amazon forest. Way, way, way back there in Brazil, Southern America. Charity says, I have natives take it in documentaries. I don't sleep and go on a trance for days. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you for asking that question. So it is very, very important for you to do the preparation process. There is a preparation process 7 days before the retreat starts. You will be given all the information on how to prepare for this work. All right, so you have to, when you're part, you have to do the preparation process. There's stuff you can't eat, there's things you can't do, so that the medicine does not work with you over like a whole week. Okay, then the dosage. So I test everybody that comes through for the dosage. So not everybody gets the same dosage. So according to your energy and what your guides are saying you should take, then I'll give you that dosage. So very important to do the work of preparing and not eat the things you're not supposed to eat before the retreat starts. Things like red meat and this and this and this and this. And then know what to eat, and then know how to treat yourself before the retreat starts. Then you won't have anything like that. Okay, so Tumeding says, hey, Edu, welcome, Sisi. Is the one-on-one energy clearing also effective as brain repairs? Yes, we're doing, so you'll have to book the brain repair session. Is an hour long, so it's longer than the normal one-on-one session. And yeah, so we can do it's not like a normal like session. So you'll have to say, okay, I want a brain repair, then we do it over an hour, and I'll tell you how to prepare for it. We can be able to do it on one-on-one, but it's a different process than the normal consulting work that I would normally do. Cherry says, amadlozi avuke onke nkosi yami. Yeah, no, amadlozi respect this process. Not that they respect it, they want you to go through it, so they will not bother you. Like, people have come be like, oh, kusimina amadlozi ahamba phezulu awadlali, and they'll be like, why? What happened? Amadlozi ami just didn't even bother. No, they are very like happy you're doing it. They just so amazed that you made it, and they will only come back and in a much calmer way, like not dramatic way afterwards. Because when you have healed a lot, amadlozi akho can work with you easier than the fighting. Ru says, I keep picturing myself crying and pulling my wig off. I better get sewing for the retreat. Better just like, mama, come with your, just, put a nice hat or a nice tuku. When you get there, take that thing, put it away, and come here. Don't want to have a wig. We put our wigs Sunday. Hey, we put our wigs, then lapho we seeing other people. But when you get there, mama, take that thing, and deal with life like a boy. deal with life like a boy. Then when you're done, and then you can take your wig on, put your eyelashes back, and be like, yes, life, here I come, the new and improved me. So yeah, don't bring your don't even try it. It's like put that thing away. Uzoyithatha Sunday base kuzikhala uthi yes, I'm back, I'm back. Rose says you're so funny. Charity says my guides came through. I didn't babe. It was my first time. The lady guiding said they were happy. Yeah. Seriously, I work with like the biggest guys that makes the amazing like show off of all times. But in my retreats, it's quiet. It's so quiet, you will never understand. I mean, I used to say to people, I do silent retreats. I just found out that, nobody makes like the whoa, whoa, whoa noise anyway. So, yeah, I don't even call them silent retreats, but my retreats are very quiet. Like, you dealing with stuff, but like in the most quietest way. Even your crying is like not bad at all. Like, you are like, you're digging, but it doesn't show. Ruth says, am I a healer? Of course, Mama. Oh, Charity. Oh, you're asking Charity. Okay. Yes, Charity is definitely. Soon, Charity will be holding retreats, by the way. Now, I'm just saying, when I Ruth, so that you can start to book your next retreat with Charity because she's about to get the thing. Even you, Ru, you guys are about to get it done. So anyway, let me not talk about things. Izinto zabantu ngithule. Charity says, it was my first time experiencing it. I didn't even know it was my guy's meal. Oh, okay. That's nice, Mom. Well, now you know. Oh, Meg! I know this name. Oh, Meg. Thank you for joining us. Upside down girl, that's a nice name. That's a nice take. Says hello, hey sis, thank you so much for joining us. Meg says, I remember when I used to prefer money problems than health problems. I'm ready to move on. Okay. I don't know how you got there, but that makes sense. Like I think it makes sense. I've also had like a thing of preferring other problems over others, and yeah, it's like a season and you get over it whenever you need to change things and switch up. Itumeleng says I've done that so many times. Gemeleng says oh, Jesus Christ, in my Facebook, there's somebody that just walked in there and it's not looking pretty. I'll have to remove this just now, guys. Okay, anyway. Kevin says, I self-sabotage so good, but that's all changing soon. Nice life problems. Here I come. Yes, mommy. We have to make sure that we take the help that we are given. It is not good to suffer. When there's a solution, we can't just allow the suffering to happen. No. So let's not do that to ourselves. Now, somebody else says, I'm queen of self-sabotage. Hi, Cynthia. Cynthia says I'm queen of self-sabotage. Oh God, no. Hi. Oppo says, I'm 18. Is it a good age to attend? Oh, thank you so much for asking that question. Very important question, the age question. So, thank you so much. I forgot about that. I always forget about that, and until somebody asks about it. So now, doing the psychedelics, you have to be 12. You can do it at below 12, but I just prefer to do it at 12 because at 7 we change lanes. We have access to more portals, and at 12 also we change lanes and we have access to more portal, and then at 14 again, and then at 16 again, and at 18 again. So then after that it takes a little bit longer to change lanes again. But now A lot of Jews take their kids as young as possible, as 7, to an ayahuasca ceremony to help them clear their trauma. Because, guys, if you came with trauma in this planet, you will have to burn it. The past life trauma. If in the past life you killed somebody, you sold your soul, I've seen people who have done those things, and you pass 35. Before you do that, you are in hot water. Hot water that is going to show you flames for a long time. You don't want to pass 18 before you clear your car. 35. Now, the thing is this, before 35, before you are 35, you still have a chance that your parents can stand in the gap for you. Your grandmother can stand in the gap for you. You can have the other day I was talking to guys and I was saying, if you're a guy and you're not married after 35, you are needing help, because now you cannot be protected by the feminine energy that is your grandmother and your mother and your auntie and your sister and whoever. Now you need to have your own dedicated feminine energy to protect you against the spiritual things of this planet. Now, if you're not married after 35, then you have a problem as a man. As a woman, it's not a problem because you are this protection. Now you are Rambo. So, but before 35, you want to do everything under the sun to clear your karma so that your life after 35 can be better. Now, normally after 35, it is the season called, what is it? Midlife crisis. It was given that name because, my goodness, you shall see flames after 35. You shall see them and they will burn you. And they will burn you nicely and you will think God hates you. You need to do so. That is why if you have praying parents, praying mother that does her healing, you will experience your after 35 life better than people who don't have those kind of things. Most of us, our mothers went through hell and high waters. Our grandmothers went through there was apartheid, there was everything. They didn't have time for healing or any of the stuff. No wonder we came out like this, right? We are Siakowisha right now and it's not funny, right? So you want to take your kids. Once your kids turn 12, you want to take them through the healing work. You want them to ayahuasca and San Pedro will help you heal a lot of past life trauma. I took my kids through it and my kids are doing amazing things in life. One is a model, she's earning money at like teenage years. Another one is full-blown business entrepreneur woman. She's winning awards. She is barely 4. She is making so much money. I borrow my, can I, she takes us on holidays. She is so sorted out. These are things that I suffered from, but I made sure that I do the healing work. But then, soon as I found out, I was like, Nia, Gena. I took them through the ayahuascas. I took them through the San Pedro's shame. They came out flying. Now, I don't have to worry about them. I can just worry about myself now because they sorted. You want to take your kids through this process. You will save them a lot of trauma. So, if you're 12 and above, before 35, it works better than the old people. So, Oppo, you are 18, baby. Good. Come through. Rango says it's soft crying. Yes, we cry with soft life. Soft life vibes. Okay, Dimaleng says, thank you very much, sis. All my kids will be joining me too. Yes. We have to sort them out. Like, we have to sort them out. You guys, like the stuff we've been through, we don't want our kids to go through the stuff we've been through. It's not fun. It's not fun. Specifically because we're going to give birth to the same vibrating kids, these spiritual people. We are going to give birth to people with a bigger energy, just like we have a bigger energy. And we all now know when you have a big energy, you go through stuff. So rather we make a way for them quicker. Opposite Rambo. Yes, guys, you know, Nina, spiritual women, Nina, Rambo, Nina, demons, I am Saba, Nina. Like, yo, makuvuka wena, amademon avela aphume endlini ahambe. Mawuthi nje, not with my child. Yo, mawuthi nje, not with my what. Yes, says Nina, nibo Rambo, ni dangerous, God. So yeah, so that is why it's very important to have a feminine energy that will protect you and cover you. Oppo says, I'm 48, I'm seeing flames. Any hope for me? No, being 48 is not a problem. Just that, Mama, you have to go through it. You have to go through it. Your mother didn't do it for you. You've got to do it for yourself. You know that saying that says, babe, you know that saying that says, you you can you can blame who gave birth to you or why you were born broke, but after a certain age you can't blame. Yeah, like you can you can change this situation. Yeah, so that is what they mean, that you when you're below 35, it's not your fault. After 35, it's your fault. So yeah. Meg says, what about 40? Because yay, the shift. Yes, Mama. You are outside of the easy zone. Before 35, seriously, guys, it's better. It's way better. After 35, you are on your own. Yes, you are on your own. You are on your own. It is what it is. You are now the grandmother. You are now the mother. You are now the one that is supposed to stand in the gap for others. No longer needing, you are the one now. When they say they're calling adults, they're talking about you. It is what it is. That after that, it's just like 18 is my daughter. Oh, sis, I get it. And you're 48. Yeah. So I think then I was definitely talking to the right person. Okay. So, what time is it? Oh my God, it's after 8. Faith says, so guys, Faith always comes with us at the retreat. Faith is the most amazing person. She's on Instagram. She is Dr. Faith Marshall. Faith is amazing. So Faith at the retreat is the one that is going to make sure that you don't die. Faith is going to hug you. You're going to cry in Faith's shoulder, and Faith is gonna like care for you so good. Me now, guys, I'm just like, devil, come out. We don't joke here. We're not playing. So Faith is always there for us. Faith is always holding the space for us, making sure that nobody goes through it like with the like Faith makes sure, man, that you pass through the fire, you're wearing sandals type thing. For me, I'm like, azikale once. Reko says, yeah, but you are against. Ruth says, we don't die, Faith. Nobody will die. It's like, like I'm trying to Faith make sure nobody goes through it with like barefooted. Ruth says, we don't die, my God, we need therapy before the retreat. Yeah, no. So Faith is amazing, guys. So follow her on Instagram, and she does amazing things. She's a doctor. I mean, of course, she's amazing. Meg says, I'm grateful for my grandmother's prayers, Shem. I have never felt like I'm experiencing karma. Mama. So the people who have come before you that have stood in the gap and lived life according to the terms and conditions made our life better. That is why we have no business not healing, because our grandkids are going to see flames if we don't heal, because we're just going to pass the trauma to them. That is what happens, guys. You just pass the trauma to your children. And what you're going through now, you don't know your kids going through it twice. Because if you give them blessings, it's twice. If you give them trauma, it's twice. What is Faith's handle? Faith's handle on Instagram is Dr. Faith Mashele. Mashele of Mashele. Yes, it's Dr. Faith Mashele. She's on Instagram. Okay. So, okay. Now it's way about it's okay. It's way over the time. Let me just go through quickly some of the things that I wanted us to share around the spiritual woman. So she is, like we've talked about. Tomorrow I'm gonna share a little bit more about the spiritual woman again, like do's and don'ts, her benefits and her not so beneficial things, what she needs to look out for, what she needs to fix. Because it's important to, if you are a spiritual woman and you are here with a big energy, you need to know how to handle that energy, because that energy can just cause you a whole lot of pain unnecessarily. So she has to heal herself like thoroughly all the damn time. But this, she doesn't do it for herself. She do it for the people that have come before her and the people that are going to come after her. She literally holds the keys to so much. Okay. Now, the other thing is that she is going to have to die many times in this planet. And before she actually goes out. And normally spiritual women, when they pass in the most amazing way, and they pass and they know when they're gonna pass, and they make sure that everything is done and it's corrected before they pass. If they've healed, if done their healing work, they will never leave their children without a trust. They don't leave money to say, oh, you're gonna get 1 rand, you're gonna get 2 rand when I die. And then they did, and then they left their children's money with some man they don't know. And then that man takes the money and the house. Like seriously, guys, like don't do these things. Now, a spiritual woman will have set up a trust, will have set up terms and conditions. Her children will, and her children's children, and her children's children's children, 6, 7, 8 generations down the line will know that she lived. Like our grandmother Busisiwe made sure that we are protected and we are covered. My great grandchildren will eat my money all the way down the line. Now, she will set up things like a trust that will have terms and conditions. You don't touch my money unless this and this happens. I wouldn't die today and tomorrow my kids are driving a Mercedes and they are going to Dubai because their mother is dead. No, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. No, it's gonna be a human being saying things about whatever that I owned. So it's just like she doesn't do those kind of things. She set up things like correctly because now she's healed. Like I said, she's not marrying some people she doesn't know and giving her kids house and money and pet and pension. Yeah, don't do these things. So, and her kids are crying because they had a crazy mother that was thirsty. Oh, Jesus Christ, what is that? So she doesn't do this kind of stuff. And if she has to die to come out of these relationships, she will feel the pain, but she will know that I'm not doing it for just myself. I'm doing it for my children. I'm doing it for, there's a better calling to my life than just being thirsty because it's winter. I can buy a heater, excuse me. So she can die to these things. She can go to a retreat and go and vomit like there's no tomorrow because she's fixing her life and her great grandkids. She is one fearful hole that cannot take rubbish. So yeah, she steps up. She makes sure that life gets done. the correct way so that the next generation can go through life a little bit easier. Ruth says, Busi is so spicy. Okay, I know. When I start saying the information I'm sent for, you all say I'm spicy. But like, yeah, I mean, my guys that is leading the pack, she doesn't take shit. Oh, she's not nice. Me too, I judge her. I'm like, ooh. Anytime you show up, Jay, do I have to take the pain? But yeah, it is what it is. So, I'm a nice person until the people I work for show up. I always say that. But that spiritual woman, she is a business owner. She has a asset list. She has her things in order. She doesn't do crazy things with her money. She is putting that money away for generations to come. She's written books, she's created companies, she's left a legacy for her children's children to enjoy. And probably most and all of you here are supposed to be writing a book. It's supposed to be coming out. You're supposed to be sharing your story because I mean you've seen a whole lot of shit, and it wasn't for just for you. It was for other people to heal from it, but you haven't done it, because you haven't done the healing. Because wow, 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 wow. All right, so yeah, let's talk about it about this spiritual woman again tomorrow. So guys, please make sure you come through. It's 6:30. Let's do this. It's so late right now. And of course, if you want to get some information on the retreat, send a DM or send an email pa@busiseleshow.com so that we can do the work. Max says, I love this. I feel seen. Thank you, Busi. Well, mommy, welcome to the 6:30 people. They are all here. We are all talking about all our things, and we are healing every day, one step at a time. So show up, guys. Call other people. Come up with 6 dates. You can just put on your headphones and act like nothing is going on while you're listening. Because just guys, don't put me on like loudspeaker, because damn the stuff I say, people will look at you funny. So put on your earphones or your earbuds and just sit there and be like, I'm watching a comedy. Oh, thank you so much, guys. Have a lovely evening. Good night.